everyone, welcome back to Ormsby Farm, the halfway homestead. I am really excited about this video, and I didn't have a video last week because I've been stocking stuff up all through September, and now it's the end of September. So one thing that I wanted to talk about on this video is 5 different pantry staples that are a must-have that you can turn into 20 plus other things, which in turn is saving you hundreds and hundreds of dollars every single year. So I'm really excited, and y'all, I will leave recipes down below, but if you like certain recipes that I'm talking about, leave it in the comment and be like, hey, Casey, do a video on it, and I will hop on top of it, because all of these I'm gonna talk about are a lot of fun, and they're a must-have in my pantry. And I look a little rough today because we have been cleaning chicken coops, and fall allergies are knocking me in the cookies. So let's go ahead and let's get into the intro. But first of all, I thank all of y'all for tuning in for this. If you are new here to my channel, hello, my name is Casey from Ormsby Farm, the halfway homestead. I was a city boy that moved to the country, but then I moved back to the city, but now I'm moving back out to the country. So if these type of videos interest you, whether that's preserving, pantry stocking, cooking from scratch, backyard chickens, all of that, preparing for a homestead, I hope you go ahead and press that subscribe button. But if you also press the bell, then YouTube will notify you when I put new videos out on the channel. So let's go ahead and get into the intro so I can talk about my 5 pantry must-haves that turn into 20 plus items.
Ormsby Farms and the halfway homestead.
Alrighty, let's get going. Y'all, oh, my eyes look rough. Oh my goodness. So, first one that I want to talk about is milk powder. Y'all know I talk about this on a lot of my videos, and I'm going to leave kind of like a photo overlay over my face to when I talk about certain recipes. But again, if you like certain recipes, some of the recipes will be down below, but leave me a comment and say, hey, Casey, do a video, and I will. But milk powder, let me tell you how much I love the milk powder. And you can find milk powder either on Amazon, and I'll leave a link down in the description box below of where to get the Amazon powder, but you also can get it in your international section at any grocery store. Usually it's the Latino section that has the Nido, which is what I get. Now, just this right here, what I like to do is when I open it, because you see it's open, I'll leave some in, but I will can, meaning I will put it into a jar and I will vacuum seal that lid on top of it with an oxygen absorber, and those last for 10 years, because once you open this can, it does have a shelf life. Now, if you don't open it, it's 25 plus years. So if you wanted to stock up and get you some, I highly recommend it. But with this Nido milk powder, besides making milk, because listen, I like milk, but I'm not a milk drinker all the time. And having the milk powder, which is shelf stable, I can just make me a good old solid quart of milk when I need it to use it. That's one of the big things of having the milk powder, is it's shelf stable and you can just throw one together, and it really takes about 10-15 minutes and you have that milk. If you want it to put it in the fridge a little bit longer to be cold, it's gonna be a little bit longer than that. But milk, besides milk being the big one, it tells you right here, I don't even know if it will focus. Yes, okay. How to make just a cup of milk. I do this when I'm doing hot chocolate. When I have baking recipes, there's a recipe that I use this and turn it back into milk that I'll talk about in a second. I'm trying to think otherwise. Oh, cereal. If I want to do cereal and I don't have any milk, make a good old cup of it. But that's not the only way to use it. You can turn this milk powder into the consistency of heavy cream as well. That works wonderful in baking dishes. Now, I've done some videos on that, and I will leave the measurements down below. Most of the time it's equal parts for the consistency. So if I use a cup of the milk powder, I'm going to use a cup of water. I'm going to put it in my mason jar with a lid, and I'm going to shaky, and then I'm going to set it in the refrigerator until it rehydrates and thickens up. I use that in milk, and all I do is this. when I make my third one, which is eggnog, homemade eggnog. I've done a video on using it shelf stable. I've done it on a video of making it with eggs straight from the chickens. It is just a great thing to have, especially during the holidays when you have people over and you can pull a eggnog batch together relatively quickly using the Nido powder. Now, I prefer doing it with fresh eggs and then freezing it. It does really, really well. But when you're making the eggnog with the milk powder, make sure that you let the milk powder rehydrate for the heavy cream and the milk thoroughly before doing it, because you're gonna have to heat back up the milk powder, and sometimes it can get a little clumpy dumpy. But if you let it rehydrate the whole entire way, it's wonderful. So you got it for milk, you got it for heavy cream, you got it for eggnog. You also can do some cheese. I have done that before. You bring it back up to a milk consistency, and then you're going to do it the same way as using milk to make your cheese. I would say that I would stick to farm fresh cheese recipe. So kind of like the crumbly feta consistency, rather than doing like, I have not personally tried doing it with Gouda or sharp cheddar or any of that kind of stuff. But if you need a crumbled cheese, you have this in your pantry. It is great. It is wonderful. I'm so excited about it. But that is not the only thing. The final thing that I put on there that I have done and I have used and I love it is coffee creamer. You know, when you go to the store and you get the powdered coffee creamer because you're like, oh, it's shelf stable, it'll be good. You can make it with this milk powder and a couple little seasonings, and then you have your holiday or however milk creamer powder in your pantry, good for up to 10 years if you vacuum seal it with the oxygen absorber. Or I have used it all the way up to 3 weeks, just chilling and opening and closing it every single day. So, I mean, that right there, I would probably guess if you didn't have to buy milk anymore, you're just buying this, which I'm gonna leave it right here if I'm incorrect, but I believe it's $17.99 is what I usually pay for the Nido. This lasts me, if I do all of those things, probably a half a year, 6 months. Most of the time I buy it in twos. And if I buy 2 of them, that gets me through the year, the entire year, with my milk products, my heavy cream, eggnog, creamer, all of that good kind of stuff with 2 of these. But I will leave it on here. So if you do $17.99, you're taking away all of your powdered creamer, your milk, your heavy cream over the winter, if you buy eggnog in the box, in the tub, or whatever it is, and even some crumbled cheeses, you can take the cost off of it. So we're already racking up the savings right there. So that is my first must-have pantry staple, is milk powder. Now, there is a difference between powdered milk and milk powder. I will leave all that down below. Nido is what I recommend. The link will be down below for this. So that's number 1. Number 2, flour. So mine is almost empty, but I have an Azure Standard pickup tomorrow, so I am excited to go and stock up on this. But flour, I'm telling you, there are so many things that you can cut out in the grocery store just by buying flour. Now, the price of flour completely depends on what you get. If you get organic, unbleached, all that good stuff. I get an unbleached organic. I get 2 different types. I get my pastry flour and I get my bread flour, but I get them from Azure Standard. A lot of the other stuff that I'm going to be talking about, I get from Azure Standard. If you have never gotten Azure Standard before, or you are interested in Azure Standard, I always have a link down below, and all you have to do, and it shows Azure Standard you came from me, and I get a little kickback. So I really do appreciate those that use my affiliate codes, because that really helps me keep the homestead and the channel going. But, so what can you do with flour? Now, besides the obvious, and we're going to be doing a podcast on it very, very soon, but sourdough. All of your bread needs, whether it's sourdough, whether it's an Amish bread that has the actual yeast in it, any of your bread needs. I'm talking sandwich loaves, dinner loaves, bagels, All of that kind of stuff you can cut from the store when you buy a pantry full of flour. Now, other things besides the obvious and the sourdough. Now, leave me a comment down below if you do sourdough, but also you can have the mixes in a jar. Now, when you go to the grocery store and you get, let's say, the Red Lobster biscuit mix, there are recipes that are simple ones that you can add into the flour, and then you can have your own, less preservatives. You know all the ingredients. You vacuum seal it with an oxygen absorber, and it's a 10+ year shelf life, and you have it and know how to make you some biscuits. So biscuit mix is one of the big things that I can and preserve for the holiday season, because it gets busy, y'all. It gets really, really busy come the holiday season, and be able to grab one of those jars of biscuits, dump it, and just add the water. You can't beat it. But that's number 2. So we've talked about sourdough, we've talked about the biscuit mix. I also do the cake mixes. Just like you can get those Betty Crocker cake mixes in the grocery store, you can make your own, whether it's yellow, whether it's chocolate, whether it's spice cake. All of those, you can put it in your pantry and have them ready to make brownie or cakes over the winter, or you also can gift them to friends. And it's a great little one to add a little recipe card onto it and give them so they can make a homemade cake with your organic unbleached flour that you have stocked up on. And that right there, between the biscuit mixes and the cake mixes, you're already saving hundreds of dollars, because those are so expensive. They are so expensive right now. It is completely ridiculous. I can't even believe it. But let's talk about 2 other things that aren't necessarily pantry friendly, but they are homestead friendly. My big thing is I use flour also for pest control. I use it in the garden for any like grasshoppers or biting type of insect types. It's kind of the same. You could use it in equal parts like you do diatomaceous earth. What the flour does is it clogs up the stomach of the grasshopper or whatever, and then it in turns, they're done. So that's a big thing, is if you get a big bulk of flour, you can also use it for your gardens over the summer to keep away those pesky pests, but also to keep your children occupied and entertained. There are a lot of wonderful recipes, and I'll leave one down below, for homemade Play-Doh. We're all concerned now about things that are going into toys and to the little slime stuff and all of that stuff that our kids put their hands on. Hopefully they don't put their mouth on it, but you know, sometimes they do. Be able to make a organic, fresh, you know where all the ingredients came from, Play-Doh, so the kids can play, is another great opportunity, and you're saving tons of money. Because again, just like those box cake mixes and the box biscuit mixes, the Play-Doh is so expensive right now, y'all. It is ridiculous. So all of those you can do with flour that you should already have in your pantry anyways. So that is my number 2 must-have pantry staple, is my flour. And again, I use this right here is an organic unbleached bread flour. But I do have the other ones too. So this is number 2. So now number 3 along the lines of flour is sugar. And I use cane sugar. And this right here was the first thing that I started doing to completely cut out other types of sugars that I was buying. Now, I learned a new recipe this year, which we're going to talk about, that I am so excited to do. I've been meaning to do it, and life has just been lifing, so I haven't done it, but all you use is the sugar. So first thing, if you have cane sugar, first, it's an unbleached sugar. It's, I don't want to say it's healthier for you, or it's healthy for you, it's healthier for you. And there are some ways that you can use cane sugar medicinally, and I will leave some of those down below. One of the things is that it draws moisture away from cuts and wounds and from minor burns. You can use what they call medicinal sugar. Another thing also, if you're having female pains, or if you're in pain and you need to take a pain pill or a capsule that you've done, however it is, I always remind myself that Mary Poppins was right. A teaspoon of the cane sugar in lukewarm water, stirred around, drink that when you take your pain pill, and that gets it in there sometimes 15 to 20 minutes faster into your bloodstream than just doing it with regular water. So medicinal sugar is one for cane sugar. So you're buying your bulk cane sugar. Again, I'm getting this from Azure Standard by links down below. But you also don't have to buy brown sugar anymore because brown sugar is just your sugar and molasses. So bulk buy your sugar and you'll have molasses for baking, and then you have brown sugar. You can save a ton of money not having to buy brown sugar. I always found it funny that brown sugar was expensive because really all it is the same sugar just with molasses in it. It was crazy to me. But brown sugar is another one that you won't have to buy because you have it here and you can make it fresh every single time. Or if you wanted to bulk make some brown sugar and put it in this is the half-gallon jar. Just drawing a blank there for a second. Then you can. Another way is powdered sugar. And we're going to talk about cornstarch a little bit later, but you put some cornstarch and some sugar in a blender and blend it up, and it's going to turn it into your powdered sugar. So right there, you're saving a bunch of money on having to buy powdered sugar and brown sugar because you're already using the cane sugar that you have in your pantry. Again, if you want these recipes, leave me a comment down below and say, Casey, can you do a video? And maybe I'll do like the sugar video and do all the recipes on there with you. If you're interested in something like that, leave a comment. First, give me a thumbs up, but leave me a comment. But yes, so you got your brown sugar, your powdered sugar, you have your medicinal sugar. But another thing that I learned about that I'm really, really excited about is what they call pancake syrup. And that is predominantly sugar that you're using with some butter. And then you're able to can it so you don't have to get the really over preservativized pancake syrup that's in the store and saving a bunch of money while doing it. I will leave the video down below that I watched. If you want to see me make some pancake syrup and can it, I hope you join me. Leave me a comment and we'll do it all together. But cane sugar, again, it depends on the size. I won't leave the price like I did with the flour. Just know that it's from Azure Standard. If you're interested, I have a link down below. But cane sugar is my third must-have pantry staple that will turn into like 4 billion other things. I mean, it's just really great. Another thing that just popped into my head is sugar scrubs for your skin. That is good for your skin, but is also good for little holiday gifts. These are the start things that we are thinking, okay, we need to get Christmas gifts ready. Have some sugar and make you some sugar scrub, and then you got a nice little gift there. Okay, next one that I want to talk about is corn. So with the corn, and this is blue corn, you can get regular corn, there's the multicolor corn, all that good stuff. I like the blue one. It makes me feel really special and cool. Again, I get it from Azure Standard in bulk. And there are many different things that you can do with corn kernel. One, if you are a hunter, luring the deer in, best to use some corn. Now, whether you do some little corn treats that you make, or just throw out corn for them to eat, it's a nice way during hunting season to lure them in so that you can get some meat to stock up your freezers. Another thing is popcorn. Popcorn is a great kind of snack, especially over the winter. You can add a lot of different really fun stuff, whether it's cheddar cheese powder for a savory or adding some sweetness. I remember that growing up, me and my brother used to always get a tub. Our mom used to get us a tub of the 3 different types of popcorn. So it was a regular buttered popcorn, it was a cheddar popcorn, and then it was a caramel popcorn all in there. Because you have your popcorn kernels, you're able to make you some popcorn, mix it up. It's a very inexpensive gift to then create to give away. And y'all see how I'm starting to think about holiday gifts, you know what I'm saying? Because it's about that time. So popcorn, one of them. Second one is if you grind your own wheat berries for your flour, that's another kind of way to save kind of the money. But grinding your corn into the cornmeal or masa flour or whatever you want to call it, that's all dependent on the type of corn, but cornmeal to make your cornbreads, to make your grits. I have done it before. I've made some blue grits. I've made some blue cornbread. This is another way to save a lot of money breakfast-wise, and to make tortillas and stuff, soup season for the cornbread, to save a lot of money on your boxed cornbread mixes, or if you buy the pre-made grits, you have the corn. You've already made it. All you have to do is just find a really good recipe, go ahead and get our hay bale prepper guide, pay that 99 cents, and it has empty recipes. Then you can write it in, and then you don't have to buy grits anymore. I mean, what a huge money saver that would be. Another thing is, talking about blending it in cornmeal and grits and all that kind of stuff, is chicken feed. It's a great feed for chickens. Now, it definitely is a supplement. You definitely want to keep them on a feed, whatever that feed is, whether it's a store-bought feed or a feed that you have blended stuff together. But over the winter, to keep them warm, corn is kind of like an internal warmer for them, so it keeps them nice and warm. And you can do it in many different ways. You can crush it up into not necessarily a fine powder, but give it to them that way, or you can make it into some grits one morning and just pour it in their food bowl and let them eat it that way. I do that same kind of thing with oatmeal for them, but corn, since I have it, I will be using it a lot. So cornmeal, we've talked about. Chicken feed, we've talked about. Popcorn, we've talked about for popcorn gifts as well. Another one is corn starch. Corn starch and corn syrup are two things that are made from corn product. Whether it's the liquid of boiling your corn and sugar, I will leave all the recipes down below. If you want me to do a step-by-step video on these two things, the corn starch and the corn syrup, leave me a comment below, because I'm really excited to show y'all ways that you can save a bunch of money, because those two things can get super pricey over the holidays when it's baking season and you're using it all the time. The businesses know that and they hike the prices up. So that is another thing, and that is why number 4, oh, this is heavy. Why number 4 is corn kernels. Now I have more than just the blue. I just brought the blue up because I think it's pretty. Isn't it pretty? It's really pretty. So yeah, number 4. Number 5, and the final one, beef gelatin. With the beef gelatin, I'm going to start off by the non-edible ways that are good for you. Well, one's edible, but beef gelatin is a good source of collagen. And so there are many different recipes, and I will leave one down below for some great face masks using the beef gelatin. So instead of buying the really expensive mask that you can get at like CVS or Walgreens or any of those places, find the recipe and make something that you know what ingredients are in it, and you have that beef gelatin, and then it will give you the collagen to puff up your skin, and so you don't look so run down like I do right now. That's one. 2 is hair growth. It's really good for hair growth. There are some different pastes that you can put together and rub it into your hair, kind of like a conditioner, and let it sit, and it's supposed to stimulate the hair growth. I have not tried it because I have really thick hair that even if you shave it all off, it comes back in an hour. So I haven't needed it, but I've heard it's a really good thing to use the beef gelatin to get you some hair growth stuff. And the third option, which I'm actually very excited about, and I will put it down below, is the homemade Ozempic. Well, they call it homemade Ozempic, but it's like a tummy fat loose tea. But it's using the beef gelatin in there. I will leave all that below. I have not personally done that one yet, but I'm excited to try that and see how it works with the beef gelatin, because I know that this is really good, healthy ingredients. It pretty much is ingredients. 100% beef gelatin. And I'm serious, I'm gonna put it right here. Ingredients. So, if you've tried it, if you've made that Ozempic tea, leave it down below. Or leave me a comment down below and tell me how it works. But those 3 things, but also the 2 that I've done and I absolutely love, and you can save a bunch of money, especially during hot cocoa season, is marshmallow fluff. Using the beef gelatin and making you some marshmallow fluff. Now, I will say that I have not tried freeze drying or dehydrating it, only because I have heard from people that it doesn't do well. You really just need to make it fresh every single time, which is fine, because if you have this on hand and you have it in your pantry, then you'll have marshmallow fluff on demand all the time and save a buttload, when I say a buttload of money, because that stuff, that jar of that, I'm gonna try to pop a picture right here with the price, is ridiculous how much that is. And all you need is this, and you're gonna be using it for so many different other things. One of them being homemade gummies. I love gummy bears. I also like vitamins that are like chewy, because I guess I'm a 5-year-old stuck in a 37-year-old's body. But beef gelatin, and I've done this for you on a video, is great for gummy bears and gummies. You can use it to make your healthy vitamins gummies and use the beef gelatin. And if you already have this, you can make all those other things as well, which really will save you the most amount of money. Now, y'all, what are your must-have in the pantries? I want to know, and leave me in the comment section below what yours are, or if you agree with my top 5 pick. If you do and you want to see more recipes, as I've said like 4 billion times now, leave me a comment and I will make a video on every single one of them. So the corn, the sugar, the flour, the beef gelatin, and the milk powder, I will make a video and put them all out so you know how I use it and the recipes that I use for it. But I thank you for joining me along on this video. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, but also press that subscribe button and press the bell. Because when you press the bell, YouTube will notify you anytime that I put new videos out on the channel. But also you can follow me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, all at Ormsby Farms. And I will see y'all on the next video. Bye y'all. Be blessed. Happy pantry stocking time. Stock the shelves, September.